Hey, MSers, mother MSers, father MSers, kid MSers, all the MSers out there. Hell, pretty soon we're going to probably have pet MSers that we're going to be dealing with too. They aren't getting closer to a cure like they said they might. At least not from what I'm seeing. This is the Monday MS podcast, my life with MS, where I talk about multiple sclerosis, how my life's affected by it, talk about stuff that I've gotten from organizations and places and all that stuff. That's kind of relatable to health and MS type stuff. I am not a doctor, so don't take my opinion for any any actual information. I'm just telling you how I feel about things and how I've dealt with things that are related to things that I talk about. Always talk to your PCP, your main doctor, your neurologist, your medical staff, whoever you have. I have a variety of them, from cardiologist to knee doctor, leg doctor, foot doctor, heart doctor, bladder doctor. I had so many I can't even remember anymore. But the nice thing is, these last couple of years since I finished my Mavenclad, I have been uh, going to a lot less appointments, which is nice. Although I do need to get in and get my knees injected again. My right one's so bad that it just basically the bone on bone connects when I'm just trying to stand and do dishes or wash my hands or anything when I'm standing around and stuff in a stopped position. It somehow just slowly gets like it's connecting more and more, and it'll start to buckle backwards. Uh, that's very freaking painful. 3 weeks that the wife was gone back visiting with her family. I had to take care of the litter box every day, and just trying to scoop out the litter out of the litter box, it would lock up and be severely painful to the point I couldn't straighten myself up so I could walk out of there anymore. Uh, so I had to put a stool in there so I could sit by the litter box and clean it. But then I still have issues, even with the sitting and standing. Sometimes the bones will like to lock together, but I figure get my knee injections again and maybe that pain will relieve itself and let me be able to do more stuff, especially in winter. Shoveling snow. I got the snowblower dug out. I got the shovels dug out. Uh, we did that this weekend. I basically just backed the truck up to the garage, filled the truck back of the truck with totes. I could fit 8 totes in the back of the truck. And I backed the truck up to our walkway, and I'd stack them on a hand cart and just push them over by the door going down to the basement so my wife could grab them and run them all down. I can't carry shit and walk steps anymore. That's just a nightmare. Because I'm trying to find something to grab onto on both sides, plus I'm carrying something. Yeah, it's not pretty at all. It's like when you get screwed up in your mid 20s, mid to late 20s, and doctors won't do shit for it. And now you're in your mid 50s and you still haven't got shit done for it. That's a lot of years wasted that I could have done some stuff that I really wish I could have. And you only get the one life. Freaking doctors should at least take care of us so we can enjoy that life. I don't give a shit if surgeries go bad and stuff like that. I care more about being able to get out of surgery and do something that I haven't been able to do for years. Uh, but yeah, I'm not gonna go down that road. Uh, I'm pretty sure I told you about the stupid cataracts. My eyes, some days they're just shit. I can barely read the computer, anything. The cheater glasses don't help sometimes. cataracts are annoying the hell out of me, but I was gonna wait till spring, but I think I might just get them done this winter. And then I spent Halloween most of the day. Basically went in the morning and got out of there around 5 p.m. But spent Halloween in the emergency room. Because the day before Halloween, I woke up and I got a hemorrhoid in my brain. It's not a hemorrhoid. The hard, uh, the wind blew the door open again. Hey, uh, hernia. Many of us, the majority of people, I guess, are born with uh, hernias, hernias from the umbilical cord when we're born and stuff. And I always had that hard little knot above the belly button. And the day before Halloween, I woke up and it was huge, way bigger. Basically about the size of my hand. Went from size of I want to say like a big jawbreaker to about the size of my hand. Huge hard area in my stomach region, behind my belly button and above it. And I'm like, great. And I knew what it was. So, of course, I go online and start doing self research. Then I find out on some of these umbilical hernias and other types of hernia, when the tissue breaks through a wall, it can be caught and it can cut off circulation to it, and then you're going to get dead cells in there, and it's just going to die off and harden. Uh, so when I woke up on Halloween, not even thinking of it being Halloween, I sat there and contacted my PCP's nurse, and we talked it out. And she's like, "You should definitely go to an emergency room so that way you can get a CT scan done." So I'm like, all right. I was hoping there'd be a different option. Get like a referral or something for a CT scan. Would have been nice, but instead I had to go to the ER so I could get a CT scan. Oh, they basically went through, looked at everything, tested everything. The doctor, my testicles and stuff, and made sure that there was no discoloration anywhere, extra lumpage or hardening. And then we talked about it a bit, and then they sent me for the CT scan. And when they came back, uh, the new doctor that came in basically said that they're going to get me a referral for surgery. Uh, so I got a call later today because they called this morning. I gotta figure out when they're gonna want me to come in. It's gone down some, the hardening at least. It's a little bit softer gut now, but the hard pack above my belly button, that's still about the size as it was, but it's kind of like down a little bit. They say you can get them to push back through the tear area or whatever. And I've been a few times a day laying down using a massager on it, just letting it, because it feels, when I lay down, doesn't bug me. It's when you're sitting and standing that you feel it more. really, I constantly bump it against counters and stuff. That's irritating. It's like when I'm laying down, it's better, but I think the massaging has helped push some of it back in and help make it a little smaller. But I'll let you know what happens with it. I'm not looking forward to it. I already talked. One of my friends, he's had, I think he said 3 hernia surgeries, and he basically doesn't have abs anymore. Uh, that whole section's been cut up and messed up, and he has scars that go like down the most, basically neck to groin area, rib to groin. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. We'll see what happens after I talk to the that doctor, and then I'll let you know in a future episode what's up with that. Uh, I just I'm not in the mood for it. I blame my family. Uh, if they want to kick us out of the house that I graciously spent 6 years for free, taking care of Ma 24/7, buying all the groceries, all the household supplies, all the shit during COVID. So I took care of all that. The other 4 siblings didn't help out at all. A couple times my brother gave us some like leftover turkey stuff from their holiday dinners at the restaurant, stuff like that, which was nice because then I could freeze a pan and just break it up into like 4 meals for us. Uh, one sister gave us oh, we really appreciate you, and gives us a frickin' like $30 Walmart card, which I still have yet to use. I've had that thing for a couple of years, probably never use it. Should just give it back to her. Uh, but yeah, it's they pushed us out of that house. We basically had about 6 weeks to pack our life up and get the hell out of there. While they're there, packing up all the shit in the house and just giving it away and dropping it off at freaking Salvation Armies and Goodwills and other companies that's retail shops, but not getting it where it's on consignment or nothing. Just give it all away. And the boxes I did have boxed up, marked consignment, had stuff that was easily valued at $25 or higher. And that just don't even want to get down that road either. But they basically just threw our family's history away, and I offered to take care of it all, and they wouldn't let me. I don't know what the hell is the concept in our family, but every time they talk to me, every penny's got to go for Ma. So we can pay that 7,000 a month for her to be in a home, even though I didn't want her to leave yet. She didn't need to leave. She's better right now than she was 3 years ago. So I had certain issues stopped, and now I see her up at the home, and now all those issues are coming back, and the freaking people that work at the home are not doing shit about it. And so I come and visit her one day, she's sitting on the toilet in her room, crying. The door's wide open. She doesn't understand when she has diarrhea and stuff, and no one's there helping her. It's like I was always there helping her with it. Which really pisses me off. And every time I go there, not a drop of water in any of her water cups. It's like, really, you guys can't just come with a water jug and fill it. I was giving her water every day because for the longest time she wouldn't drink it. And then I got her on a routine where she was. She was doing way better. She wasn't having as much diarrhea issues. But of course, all the cups empty. Yeah, the diarrhea issues back. It's like these people won't listen to you, but yet they'll charge you 7 grand a month to not take care of her. There's an old pervert in her thing now that she thinks is her boyfriend because he's always coming up and kissing on her and stuff. I got one old lady that snaps at her all the time. She doesn't even have to do anything. She just has to be there, and the old lady will go off on her. These fucking homes need to be researched. Like my friend of mine went to get a job at one and found out that they had chicken that they cooked a week ago just sitting on the floor, nothing over the top of it in a metal pan, and they were using it for meals still weeks later, and the stuff was rotten, and it just okay. So obviously, food inspectors are more worried about restaurants than they are about elderly people, elderly homes, all that. I don't know. Again, I'm getting on these rants. I had so many things in my head right now. I am not a happy person because if it wasn't for my family kicking us out and me having to move everything that we had within 6 weeks, I did the best I could on days that I was able to move enough to get it done. I'd fill the back of the truck, well, the back seat and everything. I'd fill it and haul at least one or two loads on days that I could. And I ended up getting all our shit moved out except for the wife's books that were downstairs and some bigger furniture. And then I did pay movers to come and take care of that. But they basically moved it from there to here. A lot of it ended up in the garage, so now we're trying to move it from the garage to the house. Our basement's getting full of crap, so I don't know. It's just, but this constant lifting and stuff just aggravated the hernia, and yeah, it irritates me a lot. My family just screwed up a lot of my future because of this shit. Because my body did go down a little. There's having harder times with stairs and all that shit now. Um, and carrying things and doing everything that I used to do. And it's because of this big move again. And then I find out the people that own the old farmhouse we used to live at, his wife used to be my babysitter and stuff. And just finding out now she's got brain cancer. It's like, really? And she's one of the sweetest gals. I mean, she'd do anything for you, and of course, brain cancer. Well, you got some crackhead running around robbing gas stations and shit. Uh, Convenience stores are stealing shit, being a piece of crap to everybody, and those people will live forever. Let's just kill off all the good, nice people. That way, the world's more interesting. It's the reason we have war, because we got to keep the jackasses. I'm not gonna get down that road either, but that really bummed me out. I'm so sick of people being diagnosed with something. I want to rewind back to the 70s and 80s and not leave them. You didn't hear all this shit back then, but now you can't go freaking 2, 3 days without hearing about someone you know having some type of issue. So that's a bummer. But see what we have that we can talk about here. Is saying if you have difficult problems with walking a curved path that might mean other things uh, with cognitive issues. Although there's currently no cure for mild cognitive impairment, early treatment can help manage symptoms and slow down its progression. It's like they don't even have a mild cognitive impairment cure. It's like you really think they're going to come up with a one for someone that's been dealing with it for years, decades. Uh, Yeah, they just talk. These are all study related things. I didn't realize this was from the medical news. So that's a bummer. I hate dealing with shit that they don't have researched yet. Just partially researched. They used gait analysis to look for differences between healthy older adults and older adults with mild cognitive impairment. Let's see, by integrating gait analysis with traditional cognitive assessments, clinicians can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the individual's cognitive and physical health, enabling earlier detection of cognitive decline, monitoring progression, and assessing the efficiency of interventions. This holistic approach enhances the ability to identify individuals at risk and develop personal care plans, ultimately aiming to improve the quality of life for patients and their families. I mean, number one, if you don't listen to your patients, what the hell good is it? I told doctors for years that I had issues with my gait, and it was never addressed until after my MS diagnosis many years later. Uh, just basically ignored it and just never gave me any options or anything. And it's like, okay, so I gotta live with it. Apparently, it's a normal thing, and that's how you think because what else? They're not telling you nothing else. So, but yeah, I had curved fast. Yeah, the curve with the brain it throw you off, but it's more the land that you're on itself for me. If the surface is angled in any direction, I'm gonna feel like I'm falling in that direction, and my body will eventually start with my vertigo issues and stuff like that. Even going up our stairs and stuff, it freaks me out now. Uh, Standing at the top of them, looking down, I visualize myself falling, breaking my neck or whatever. It's not pretty. And then having cataracts on top of it with the blurry vision and stuff, that's not good. But yeah, mine's more noticeable when I'm out walking on like grass, walking in the woods, something like that, uneven surfaces. Uh, you get people that stare at you. So I'll be out rummage sailing and walk down a driveway that has the tiniest bit of a slope. And even that's too much. More like that. And so I'll start coming down. All of a sudden, I got to turn my body sideways and go sideways down the hill, slowly sliding my legs. And people are like looking at you like, what the hell is he doing? Is he drunk at 10 in the morning? Uh, but yeah, it's like any little incline, I feel like I'm falling down it. So that's not good. And then those periods where I'd be walking and all of a sudden my body just turns before I get to a doorway and I walk into a wall. Uh, that last big fall I had where I went kind of pianoed down a bookcase and ended up getting my pinky stuck in a door and slammed shut. And it's like so many different times. I've been falling a lot more in the last year than I've fallen in probably the last 5 years. So that's not good. Uh, but I'm hoping maybe with the cataracts, once I get those done, that might help a little bit. 'Cause then you're not dealing with that unsure, blurred style vision. Uh, See what happens with it. But yeah, I can see gait issues with anything like that. So, I mean, I wish they'd just look into the cognitive impairment part of it and not sit there and focus on age and all that. I mean, it just doesn't matter what age you are. You can have gait issues if your brain's messed up. So the brain needs to be researched more. And thankfully nowadays they do look into more stuff because of sports. They're finally accepting that we were getting concussions as kids playing for these football teams that had coaches that were our older brothers and stuff like that, and people we knew from around town, but they weren't fully adults. They were kids that just out of high school. So back in our day, it was all about pranks and abusing people. So you got these people that did that while they were jocks in school, now running the sports teams and doing that stuff to the kids that are on the teams, on their team. So yeah, that's it's just the world we lived in at the time. Uh, some herbs and spices that are good for inflammation that you can try. Ginger, I like when I get a fresh root of ginger, I'll use it for whatever recipes I want. Then I will skin it, chop it up into little coins or whatever, just little chunks that are easy enough to pull out for that are big enough for whatever recipe I'm cooking. And I just put them in a Ziploc bag and keep them in the freezer then. Because if I start using a ginger root or any type of root, within a week you're going to have mold starting on it. And then you end up having to throw the whole thing away. But ginger has several active components and appears to reduce inflammatory markers in the body. Garlic's a good one. It's rich in sulfur compounds that appear to reduce inflammatory markers and increase levels of beneficial antioxidants. Turmeric, I can only do it by pill form. Uh, it's curcumin, turmeric's best known active compound, appears to reduce inflammation and provide relief for people with osteoarthritis. But yeah, it's a very strong herb. So I say if you're not using it in a recipe, I go pill form. It's my option. I don't know about you if you take it by a spoonful or not, but taking it with black pepper greatly increases how much curcumin you absorb. I do have a recipe that uses a few of those things for like a late night uh, warm milk coffee type style drink. Uh, I just don't know where I put the recipe, but I talked about it. One of my episodes back in the day. Uh, and just so you know, there's hundreds of episodes just on audio podcast platforms. So you can check those out. Or you can also go back on these videos too. But yeah, cardamom appears to increase antioxidant status and decrease markers of inflammation in the body. And then, like they mentioned, black pepper. Test tube and animal research suggest that black pepper and piperine, one of its active compounds, may reduce signs of inflammation. Still, more human research is needed to investigate these effects. I totally forgot. Ooh, that's hot. And that's another thing. A lot of these items, like we were talking about the ginger, I'll cut some coin shaped chunks that are smaller that I can just plop one in my coffee. And then each cup gets that ginger flavoring to it and stuff. And that's a good way to get ginger in the morning in your system to help with inflammatory issues. A piece of cat hair. I can see the damn thing. But it doesn't pop up till I put my face down. Oh, I think I got it. Ginseng I started taking this in capsule form also not long ago, but its active compounds called ginsenosides appear to reduce inflammatory markers. Asian ginseng and American ginseng may have different effects. So listen to your body, try them out for like a week if you're going to use them and see if the effects change anything. If they don't, then probably try the other style one. And I would assume that the Asian one would be more influential to us. The American one might be, who knows, it might have additives or something. uh, Green tea's anti-inflammatory effects appear to be due to its polyphenols, or especially EGCG. Uh, this time of year is where I'll start drinking more tea, and I like the green tea. They got green tea, they got black tea, they got white tea. They're all basically based off the same uh, compounds and stuff, and there are different types of green teas that are different colored teas and stuff, and so look into them and just box that you're buying, check it out. Green teas are good for us, but I like them this time of year because it's colder out, so I'll have my coffee in the morning and can have a cup or two of green tea in the afternoon, evening. Uh, Rosemary, I love. It's rich in phenols, or compounds that appear to have anti-inflammatory effects, which we also noticed in ginseng. But I love cooking rosemary. I like to use it on birds, chicken, turkey. I like using it on pork. Not so much beef. I mean, if I got a tenderloin, stuff like that, yeah. But yeah, I like rosemary. Uh, Cinnamon's another one that I just recently started doing in pill form. Uh, and honestly, since I started the ginseng and the cinnamon in pill form, I'll have one during the day, one at night. I can't remember when I take which. I think the ginseng's the nighttime one and the cinnamon was in the morning now. I keep moving my pills around. Uh, just listening to my body, seeing where it's effective more. But with all this stuff, I feel like I have noticed a lot less pain, uh, inflammatory style pain by using these. So that's a benefit. But a lot of these supplements, too, you can't really regulate. A lot of them are shit. A lot of them are using product that's been out for way too long to have full activation effects. Uh, they'll add cardboard and stuff to certain products, and yeah, you just gotta watch, pick a company you trust, and listen to the body. See how the body feels after it tries certain things. But numerous studies have linked cinnamon intake to reduced inflammation. However, use cinnamon in small amounts as it may cause side effects in high doses. I don't know. I take a capsule a day. Or do I do it every other day? I'm not sure. I got a bunch of new pill cases. So now I fill basically about a month worth of pills at one time into my little cases. But yeah, the diabetes not related to MS, but many people are diabetic nowadays. So this is just a grocery list of items that are good for diabetic people. If you want to try and eat stuff that's not going to affect your diabetes. Uh, as bad. But fruits and vegetables, you can go wild with. Every fruit and vegetable has its own set of nutrients and health benefits. Try to choose ones that are in a range of colors and include some in every meal or snack. Uh, some options for people with diabetes are broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, green beans, eggplant, asparagus, asparagus, celery, salad greens, carrots, zucchini, all good stuff. I love cooking with all that and eating fresh stuff with a lot of it. Uh, choose fatty fish for heart health and brain protein. Uh, stuff like salmon or canned tuna that contain omega 3 fatty acids are a great option because the fatty acids support a healthy heart. Other options for fish may include trout, catfish, and cods. Try to get at least 2 servings of fish per week. That's where our downfall is. When I do fish, it's usually on a Friday. I usually don't have it twice a week. I should start eating it more. But also got to worry about the mercury and all that nowadays. Damn oils from the tankers leaking out shit all over the place. When it comes to meat, stick with things like chicken, turkey breast, lean cuts of pork, and lean cuts of beef. Legumes like beans, peanuts, peas, lentils are all good. Uh, yogurt is good for people with diabetes, one study suggested, and may help prevent it for those at risk of the condition. Greek yogurt's always a good option because it's higher in protein and lower in carbs than regular yogurt. Cottage cheese is another great low carb dairy option. Uh, just watch out for added sugars in anything that you buy because a lot of the yogurts are like buying a candy bar. That's why you're better off with the Greek style yogurts and stuff. Uh, they say unsweetened soy milk is a non dairy milk option that's also a source of protein. I still think soy period is extremely bad for humans. I don't think we should have it at all. I think that it helps it advances our kids' ADHD and all that stuff. I'm one of those people that feels that. You don't feel that way, great. But there's other milks out there that are way better for you, and that's almond, flaxseed, hemp milk. I don't know about the hemp milk. I wasn't really big on it. We usually buy just almond milk. There is the oat milk now that's tastes probably one of the closer ones to regular milk. Uh, yeah, coconut milks and all them, but yeah, it's gotta watch it. Frozen foods, you gotta watch for additives, sugars, sodiums, stuff like that. That's in the frozen items to keep them from going bad and all that stuff. And frozen produce, like I said many times before, I worked in a canning factory. Stuff that's pulled from a field, washed, packaged, fresh frozen, holds nutrients better than buying something off the rack that's fresh. Because the stuff that's at the store that's fresh, I don't care what you say, since it breaks down into bad sugars, I guarantee you almost everything on those shelves is at bad sugar stage. Because we'd pull it out of the field, we'd wash it, we'd package it, send it off to the stores. They get it, they put it on their shelves, it sits there for a week or so, and yeah, it's all that stuff is sitting too long. That's why I like to buy the frozen. Uh, if it comes to you being a person that likes breakfast cereals, crackers, snack bars, all that stuff, uh, make sure that the packaging has whole grain, whole wheat, sprouted grain, high fiber in it, and not a bunch of bad things listed into it. Grains, you got corn, oats, buckwheat, and quinoa. Corn breaks down into a sugar. I mean, corn syrup, it's one of the worst things for us out there, uh, in my opinion. Canned fruits and vegetables are a good choice. Uh, but yeah, there's many options out there, but it's basically the things that aren't combined with a bunch of crap or canned up or boxed up with a bunch of extra additives and shit like that. So just watch. This one talks about growing foods if you don't have property and stuff like that. Of course, you can use pots on your deck, patio, or porch because many vegetables will grow well in a pot or bags, patios, and porches. The bags are going to leak more, leave more of a mess. So you want to have them in a decent area. Uh, it's just, it's pretty much easy to grow a lot of herbs and vegetables and stuff. And then they have the hanging pots for tomatoes and stuff that you can buy all ready to go. And those things are actually pretty nice. The tomato vine upside down. And yeah, those work out pretty good. I bought one back in the day. I don't know whatever happened to it though. My parents got one for the parents too, and it worked great for them. But yeah, it's growing veggies on a rooftop is a great option, especially for varieties that tolerate plenty of sun. Just watch it. If it's your place and you got a lot of moisture going through stuff, and it's also covering shingles and stuff like that, you're going to eventually rot out all that. And your roof's going to take a shit on you. You're going to have to spend a ton of money re roofing and replacing all the boards and all that shit. So have a good filtration system, drainage system set up. Just don't go willy nilly and think it's going to be all right to have dirt and water on your roof at all times. You also got to watch roots. I mean, don't be sitting there planting things that have huge roots. Uh, I would say I wouldn't do things like gourds and stuff like that. I wouldn't do sunflowers and any bigger, heavier rooting item. I would not do up there. Uh, Window boxes, those are great, and then you can just pop your window open, clip a few herbs, use them in your meal, and then let it keep growing. Uh, let's see, hydroponic. You can do that. You're also got to consider it's going to increase your electric bill and stuff like that, water bill if you have it, but hydroponics uses less water because it gets recirculated, which is nice. They have garden kits that you can pick up to grow veggies or whatever in a nutrient solution instead of soil. It's a great option for growing food in small places, and you can set it up entirely indoors wherever. You make your one of your closets into a hydroponics room. That's what all the potheads did for many years. Uh, Sunny windowsills, you get extra heat. It seems like when it comes through the windows too. But window boxes and planters near the windows and stuff are always a good concept. Community gardens, they got those more and more nowadays. Awesome. Uh, we got one down the road. That thing they bought, I want to say 150 acres, and they took like 50 of it and just made a huge, giant community garden thing. I don't know how you become part of it. They have it all full. It may be all family and friends. I don't know. But there are, if you look around, there's lots of places that do that. There's farms talk to your local farmers. A lot of local farmers that have huge uh, gardens and stuff will gladly hook you up with things, make a deal with you, maybe do a monthly package with you that you can pay for and pick up, and then you're not using your electricity and water to that could affect you more in the long run. You can always pretty much trust the farmers. I mean, they're the ones keeping us alive, making getting us our foods we need. So take that into consideration. Uh, this thing talks about acupressure, acupuncture for nasal relief if you got sinus problems. Uh, Acupressure, they use a mirror to help you find the points on your face. Apply firm but gentle pressure on the points for at least 3 minutes each. I mean, they don't really tell you exactly. I mean, they got like this as a pressure point for sinus relief just off to the side a little bit underneath the lower flap. Here on the tips of your eyebrows, that's a key pressure point called the BL2 pressure points between the bridge of your nose and the inner side of your upper eyelid. Uh, Looks like it can help manage symptoms of conditions such as chronic rhinosinusitis. But yeah, it's also the bladder 2 BL2 pressure points. So you'd think it would have something to do with the bladder too. And then right dead in the center is a pressure point, better known as yin tang. It's often called the third eye point because it's located between the eyebrows. Uh, SL18 looks like it's down in this area. That's the small intestine 18. Then on the back of the neck, there's two areas just like where the spine and brain connect. Basically, if you go from your a little bit above the bottom of your earlobe and go back, and then both sides are equal point. It's like straight back from about here on the back of your neck. That's a good one. They got the L14, which is right there. Take your thumb and forefinger. Got it right there. Uh, they're connected to the large intestine and help treat allergic rhinitis. LU5, which looks like it's, and this is the elbow, the bend, uh, right there on the forearm. That's the lung meridian, LU5. There's LU9, which is right here, it looks like. Actually, it almost looks like it comes down through there. It actually might be more located here. That kind of gives me a deal. I'm my body's asleep from the forearms to the fingertips. So that's called the lung meridian 9, LU9. There's LIV3, which is on the top of your foot between your big toe and your toe next to it. Just come back about a quarter inch, and it's like right there on top of your foot. That's the liver 3, LIV3. Yeah, those are. Acupressure may help your sinus symptoms, though it can't cure an infection. And this time of year with winter, it's lots of people have sinus issues. Some people believe that the following pressure points can help alleviate sinus problems. That's the Li2O, the Bl2, the Yin Tang, the Si18, the GB20, the Li4, the Lu5, the Lu9, and LIV3. Current research focuses on pressure points and acupuncture, not acupressure. Speak with your doctor about any of it before you just go make appointments and start having someone push on a bunch of your body parts. Might want to check with your doctor first. Let's see, engaging your core. My core needs negative engaging now that it's got this freaking hernia. Core muscles are your rectus abdominis, the internal and external obliques, the transversus abdominis, pelvic floor, the diaphragm, back extensors, and iliopsoas. Your core is made up of several muscle groups, including your abdominals, pelvic floor, diaphragm, back extensors, and some hip flexors. But yeah, I just look into different exercises for your core if you want to focus on that. You got like the abdominal draw, the plank, side plank, the bird dog, the dead bug. I do the dead bug every day now. The bridge, I do that every day. Yeah, because that can help. Those things, you can just look them up if you need to know how to do them. But they all help with things like spinal mobility, trunk stability, balance, breathing and trunk stability, bowel and bladder control. You can engage your core while sitting or breathing. You can also use your core extensivity during weightlifting, cardio, and yoga. Activating the core muscles, you can do it. And it's pretty much like your pelvic floor muscles and stuff. You can activate a lot of those things in many different positions while you're just relaxing or working out, whatever. There's lots of ways you can engage those items. Uh, Food and drink that's good for muscle recovery, like proteins. They got pomegranate juice, good for muscle recovery, soreness, exercise performance. Fatty fish like sardines, salmon, trout. Uh, Dairy, it depends what you're allowed to drink, and a lot of people are affected by dairy, so watch that. Eggs, preferably whole eggs. Uh, Starchy vegetables. And when it comes to muscle recovery, nutrition is essential. Although your overall diet is what matters most, trying particular foods and drinks after exercise, including fatty fish, proteins, pomegranate juice, may speed muscle recovery and reduce exercise related soreness. Uh, However, listen to your body and try to ensure you are meeting all your nutritional requirements in the long term to fully support your overall health and muscle recovery. What works for one person after a workout may not necessarily be the best option for you. They say try this today. It's easy to mix up this tasty muscle soreness fighting salad. Simply combine shredded chicken or flaked salmon, roasted diced sweet potato or pumpkin, lettuce or leafy greens of your choice, such as baby spinach or romaine lettuce, pomegranate seeds, and shredded Parmesan cheese. It actually sounds good. I could go for a big bowl of that right now. Let's see, is there anything else in these papers that I was working on the other day? Talk about neurologists using artificial intelligence. I'm not a big fan of AI, but I do like the concepts that it could use in the medical fields. I don't like that it's wasting its time taking over artist style things, people that draw things, colorists, inkers, all that stuff. And AI is doing it in a matter of seconds. They're doing movie things, they're doing commercials. You can see the AI effect. You know when it's an AI item, it looks like crap. You just can't trust a lot of that stuff. It's like let's focus on fixing us humans. I mean, you got the opportunity now to use AI, use it the way it should be. The reason I promote it for the medical field is we had that one little girl that would have never been able to walk or see or all these issues she had, and they put a little AI device in her brain, and she was able to walk and do things. And it was amazing. Why aren't we doing more of that? Because people need to come up with a song they like or a picture they like a few hundred times a day. The people are wasting AI for things that have nothing to do with benefiting the world and the people that live in it. Uh, this talks about recognizing neurological problems in loved ones, which yeah, so you got your memory problems, you got to worry about dementia and Alzheimer's and all that. You got muscle weakness or numbness, which can be from nerves being cut off, it can be from having a certain type of diseases and stuff. Balance problems, confusion, mood or behavioral changes. Yeah, none of this is really beneficial. It's pretty much any time something changes in a person's routine, you should consider why it's changing, setting it off, what's causing it, what is there a new condition that may have set it off, and yeah, uh, yeah, they talk about how to bring up concerns when more help is needed. Keep the holiday stress free by keeping your loved ones involved. Yet, loved ones fight with each other on holidays. Take time for yourself. Yeah, get away from everybody. It's like if you went to the family party, then you went to had all the stressors put on your body. Keep things simple. Create a quiet space. Yeah, that's nothing in there that really talks to us. Let's see if this thing has. I don't know where to put my coffee. On anyways. Uh, pain free for life. Can I be pain free for life? Your body's got natural painkillers. Uh, they say, that opioids are some of the world's most powerful painkillers. No, they aren't. They don't kill the freaking pain. They just make you feel funky. It's like I get very little pain relief from those damn things. But I know people why they like them because the way your body feels. Uh, but what you may not know is that your body is adept at producing natural compounds that have similar effects. It's just like they're called endorphins, a term that merges the words endogenous, meaning from within, and morphine, meaning pump up the endorphins, decrease the pain. Or that's what the morphine will do. Yeah, the opiates bind to the receptors located on the outer membrane of a nerve cells. And it's just, I don't know. I'm totally against that shit. Uh, I'll take opioids to get some relief from pain, especially after surgery. But long-term use and all that stuff, I just, I'm still in freaking pain. I just feel different, you know? It's like, that drives me nuts. And that's the reason why so many people got addicted. Certain meats and proteins can help you heal. Uh, Temperature therapy, they have those cold things and stuff like that that you can go into. Uh, it's like I mentioned, do like 10, 15 minutes hot, 10, 15 minutes cold, just bounce back and forth, and sometimes it confuses the muscles and helps take the pain away. You can use roller devices, like if you got a bad back, sciatic or something, lay on a roller and just roll back and forth. Uh, there's supplements you can pick up like CoQ10, magnesium, turmeric, willow bark. There's non-opioid analgesic medications that you can pick up from your pharmacy or wherever. Uh, Pain fighting diet, basically pay attention to proteins, eat more fiber. Women over 50, 21 grams daily. Men over 50, 30 grams daily. Eat your vegetables and fruits. Use more anti-inflammatory herbs and spices, which we talked about a lot of them earlier. The ones I see that weren't on our list were like paprika, sage, cumin, and all of which are nice to work with. You got ground Jamaican allspice, marjoram, and tarragon are also great choices. Avoid trans fats. Limit limit your saturated fats. Balance omega 6s and omega 3s. Uh, Omega 6s come from plant oils like corn oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil. The only one I suggest is sunflower. I don't agree with the other two. But what do I know? I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Omega 3s are found in fatty fishes like salmon, tuna, and mackerel, like we said. Eat monosaturated fats. Enjoy some dark chocolate. Close the kitchen at night. Stay out. And stay away from ultra processed foods. The You got acetaminophen or paracetamol found in Tylenol, Fibril, Panadol. There's ibuprofen like Advil, Motrin, Midol, naproxen, which is Aleve, naproxen, and Neprolon, aspirins, topical pain relievers, sodium channel blockers, which are non-opioid prescriptions, gabapentin, antidepressants, also non-opioid prescriptions. Uh, Medical interventions and medical management can help. You definitely want to talk to your medical staff. Uh, Injection therapies, dry needling, non-painkiller injections, psychological approaches, cannabis and ketamine, acupuncture, yoga, meditation, like that you can use. Is coffee good or bad for you? It's good for me, damn it. Don't tell me anything else. I'm sick of reading your coffee things. Don't really see anything. We don't care about that. Rain on bargains. Just give us a bargain. Sorry, I gotta keep licking my fingers. Can't separate the pages. That looks like it. Yeah, that looks like it for there. So yeah, we hit our hour for the day. Got a bunch of info out. Not a lot of MS related stuff. There's some other stuff, but it's still health related. Connect one way or another. Also, a lot of people with certain things may also have MS. I bring up certain things, or if it's related to someone else I know, at least it's something I might learn something from. But keep following under the color of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes, leave a comment. I'll comment back. And we will hopefully get back with another one next Monday. Uh, all depends what happens. I don't know when or if this surgery is happening or what's going to go on. I'm going to call him this afternoon and get this stupid appointment set up so I can go sit with the doctor and figure out what the plan is. So, yeah, we'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully, you found something that might have your curiosity up. So, go talk to your medical staff if it'll benefit you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.